Little Caesars just this hip little Italian joint I go to.
Little Caesars isn't so little anymore, so let's slice up the 10 ways Little Caesars became Big Caesars. Make people notice you.
Ta-da! Now I'm sitting over here. Crazy!
Little Caesars just might have the best catchphrase in the fast food world. The iconic
Pizza, pizza.
The slogan is simple and catchy. Foodies all over have an almost Pavlovian response to the famous catchphrase. Seriously, whenever you hear that cute Caesar cartoon mascot utter the phrase pizza pizza, you instantly want to head down to your local Little Caesars for a bite. The catchphrase practically makes you salivate. Then there's the excellent Little Caesars commercials. Remember the hilarious Super Bowl ad from 2020 with Rainn Wilson? It was probably the best role he's had since The Office, and everyone thought the commercial was hilarious. The premise of the commercial was simple. Rainn Wilson played the CEO of the sliced bread company, but havoc ensued when Little Caesars started delivering instead of just offering pickup. Now Little Caesars delivery was the best thing since sliced bread.
Sliced bread! I know.
Shares of the sliced bread company started to tank, and everyone who worked for the company started to panic thanks to Little Caesars. Domino's wishes it could think of a commercial that good. Then there's sponsorship. Because Little Caesars is such a big company, it can spend big bucks to promote its brand. Are you familiar with Little Caesars Arena? It's where the Detroit Red Wings and Detroit Pistons play. You have to be really big and have a lot of dough to be able to put your name on a huge sports arena. Little Caesars also effectively uses comedy in its advertising and promotion. Those Super Bowl ads were a laugh riot, and the pizza chain was also heavily promoted in the hilarious but short-lived sitcom Detroiters on Comedy Central.
Little Caesars, pizza pizza.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I understand you've never won a race before.
No, sir.
Well, you have now.
Little Caesars may not be the biggest pizza chain in the U.S., but it is the fastest growing one. It's still behind Pizza Hut and Domino's, but based on the number of restaurants it adds each year, it may be number one before long. Domino's and Pizza Hut may be battling it out for number one right now, but Little Caesars is firmly in the bronze medal position, having left Papa John's in the dust.
Yeah, das Pizza is good.
At this point, Little Caesars is the Roadrunner and Papa John's is Wile E. Coyote. Barring some unforeseen catastrophe, Papa John's is not going to catch Little Caesars. In 2017, Little Caesars did $3.72 billion in sales. That's more than 3 times than they did in 2002. Needless to say, Little Caesars is growing exponentially. There are now 4,184 Little Caesars locations in the U.S. That's more than 1,000 more than Papa John's at this point, but still 2,500 behind Domino's. In 10 years, it's more than possible that Little Caesars could be the number one pizza chain in the U.S. Domino's and Pizza Hut might have to start worrying, especially Pizza Hut, because the chain has been in serious decline in recent years. Let's make a deal.
Okay, deal.
The franchise fee to open a Little Caesars location in the United States is just $20,000. That might seem like a lot of money, but that's nothing compared to the likes of McDonald's, which requires a franchisee to have over $500,000 in liquid assets and pay a franchise fee of $45,000. If you have a net worth of about $300,000 and about $150K in the bank, you can open a Little Caesars relatively quickly. Thousands of franchisees have found success with Little Caesars since the pizza chain started franchising in 1962, and these restaurants rarely fail. Even in the age of extreme inflation, franchise fees haven't gone up very much in recent years. That's another reason why Little Caesars has become so massive. People are looking for new ways to make money, and a Little Caesars restaurant is a good way to make a buck. People always want cheap and tasty pizza, even if there's a recession. Think about it. If the economy is tanking, would you rather eat a $5 hot and ready pizza or a $100 steak dinner? Pizza will always be a breadwinner in both good times and bad. Opening a Little Caesars franchise has other benefits as well, but this one's for consumers. Little Caesar requires all the restaurants to use the same recipe, so you know the pizza is going to taste good if you go to your local Little Caesars or to one across the country.
I only love thin crust.
Ouch, Billy.
New to BabbleTop? Then how about hitting that subscribe button? It's even easier than picking up a hot and ready pizza. Thanks. Choices, choices, choices.
way I see it, we got two options.
What's the best thing on the Little Caesars menu? That's a really tough question because pretty much everything is good. But there's no question that Little Caesars wouldn't be as big as it is today without one of its signature menu items, the 3-meat treat pizza. Food fans and pizza lovers consistently rank it as the best thing on the menu thanks to the tasty Italian sausage, bacon, and pepperoni. Little Caesars even has a 5-meat treat pizza that comes with smoky ham and ground beef for just $1 more.
I make my own option.
It's true that Little Caesars is famous for its pizza, but the restaurant chain has much more to offer. The buffalo wings are essential if you're having the gang over to watch the game, and the breadsticks are great for dipping. Seriously, can you imagine ordering a pizza without wings and breadsticks? Pizza and sides go hand in hand. Little Caesars has also stayed true to its roots by offering a Detroit-style deep dish pizza. Whatever you want, you can find it at Little Caesars. While Papa John's is notorious for having a lackluster menu, at Little Caesars that is simply not the case. From hula Hawaiian to the good old-fashioned cheese hot and ready, Little Caesars has you and your friends covered. Unless you're vegan, you'll be able to find your favorite pizza at Little Caesars. Little Caesars goes tech.
Sorry, we had no idea you were techie enough to check out internet browser histories.
Let's face it, nobody wants to go to the store to pick up pizza anymore. We all want to stay at home and have the food come right to us. That's why DoorDash and Uber Eats are so popular. Why walk to Little Caesars for a hot and ready pizza when a delivery driver can come right to your apartment and drop it off? We all want to sit at home and binge Netflix and chow down on pizza. Luckily, Little Caesars now delivers and has been at the forefront when it comes to tech-powered convenience. Little Caesars has introduced a number of apps over the last few years that make ordering pizza a cinch. Little Caesars launched its Caesars Vision app in 2018, which lets customers order online and track their pizza by the minute. You can see where your pizza is at all times and even track it as it comes out of the oven. Yes, it's hard not to stare at the app as you anxiously wait for your pizza to arrive. Then there's the Little Caesars Pizza Portal. It's another one of Little Caesars' recent technology-based innovations. At this rate, Little Caesars could be the next Microsoft or Apple. The Pizza Portal is the very first self-service mobile pickup station in the restaurant biz. Simply order your pizza online and it's steaming hot and ready to go when you arrive. There's no need to wait in a line anymore. It's only a matter of time before Little Caesars figures out a way to put the pizza directly into your stomach.
That's a fascinating little gadget. It's going to replace CDs soon, so I'll have to buy the White Album again.
Adapting to the times.
This is a new time for jokes, too, because everything I say on this Netflix special is gonna get me in trouble.
Little Caesars was one of the few restaurants to actually do well during the pandemic. As sit-down restaurants closed for health measures, Little Caesars managed to stay open thanks to delivery and pickup options. This allowed the iconic pizza chain to see incredible growth despite the hard times. The restaurant chain even introduced a number of new safety and cleaning procedures to ensure that all the food was safe. We were all at home, and most of us were watching Disney Plus and eating takeout. Be honest, how many times did you order pizza from Little Caesars in 2020? Once a month? Once a week? Or maybe even every day? Little Caesars increased cleaning and disinfecting, and those policies remain in place today, even as in-store dining is now allowed once again. Truth be told, it's been noted that Pizza Hut can be kinda grimy at times, but that never seems to be a problem at Little Caesars. During 2020, Little Caesars also introduced tamper-proof seals to its pizza boxes and implemented social distancing. The restaurant chain also installed plexiglass dividers and made sure both customers and workers were safe. Many restaurants that didn't take these types of measures at the time saw a decline in business. But because Little Caesars took extra steps, business stayed steady and actually improved in many areas.
We need to blast this virus off you, buddy!
Creating buzz and hype.
It's showtime.
Pizza Hut has no problem releasing the same old stuffed crust pizza every year, but Little Caesars is not like that. The food scientists and clever marketing managers at Little Caesars are always thinking of new and innovative menu items. Remember when they introduced the Batman calzone to coincide with the release of the Robert Pattinson Batman movie? It wasn't quite a pizza and it wasn't quite a calzone. Instead, it was a filling and tasty treat filled with gooey cheese and topped with delicious pepperoni. Fans and foodies alike went crazy for the innovative dish. It was so good that it almost felt like you were as powerful as Batman. After eating one, you would have enough energy to take down both the Joker and Riddler.
Ta-da! It's gone.
Even though the Batman calzone was only on the menu for a limited time, it created a lot of buzz and hype. That's the case with many of Little Caesars limited edition foods. We can't wait to see what the brilliant minds at Little Caesars think of next. Maybe they have a promotion for the new Superman Legacy movie that's set to come out in 2025. James Gunn will be first in line if that happens. Don't mess with quality.
And there's a Little Caesars there going, I'll do anything you want for $5.
Little Caesars really goes above and beyond when it comes to its ingredients. You can't really say the same thing about Pizza Hut or Domino's, can you? Domino's and Pizza Hut often have bland and stale pizza that just doesn't make the grade. At Little Caesars, only vine-ripe tomatoes are used to make pizza sauce. Other big pizza chains often use a reconstituted tomato formula or less than natural ingredients. You want your tomato sauce to be fresh and tasty, not an inedible and disgusting slurry. Unlike many other pizza chains, Little Caesars only uses 100% real cheese. There's no fake processed stuff here. That's another reason why the pizzas at Little Caesars always taste great. The dough is also made fresh in store. It's not shipped across the country pre-made, so the pizza always tastes fresh. Little Caesars also has the same standards for all its franchises, so quality ingredients are used at every store. It's pretty hard to find a Little Caesars where things aren't up to snuff. Little Caesars also goes above and beyond when it comes to sourcing specialty ingredients. Little Caesars always tries to use local ingredients. In Spain, they used a special barbecue sauce for their barbecue pizza, and in Mexico, they used a unique chorizo and ham blend on one of their pizzas.
Little Caesars doesn't do any of that. Little Caesars just like, no.
Little Caesars goes global.
This pie's loaded with corn. Why? I don't know. I'm just pissed.
Little Caesars has seen tremendous growth in the United States in the last decade, but the restaurant chain is also expanding globally at a feverish pace. Little Caesars now has locations in Canada, Spain, Chile, and numerous other countries. The chain is a global phenomenon in North America, Asia, Latin America, the Middle East, and the Caribbean. That's pretty impressive for a small shop that started in 1959 in Michigan. When Mike and Marian Illich opened the first Little Caesars restaurant, they probably had no idea that people in Peru, Kuwait, and Singapore would be one day enjoying their pizza. One of Little Caesars' biggest success stories in recent years has been its expansion in Spain. At the end of 2019, the iconic restaurant chain opened 2 stores in Madrid. The restaurants in Cuatro Caminos and Ciudad Lineal are just the beginning. Little Caesars plans to expand aggressively in Spain in the coming years. Little Caesars is also seeking great growth in South America. The chain plans to open 55 new restaurants in Chile by 2026. That will mean that Little Caesars will have over 100 restaurants in Chile alone. Now that's truly impressive. Little Caesars is also looking to open franchises in Germany and the Philippines.
You don't mind. We like to be alone with the pizza.
Pizza deal for the masses.
To the decision wheel. Toppings.
Is there a better deal out there than the $5 hot and ready pizza at Little Caesars? Other than a $1 slice in New York, there's no cheaper way to get your pizza fix. Sure, the hot and ready pizza isn't $5 flat anymore, but that's inflation for you. The pizza now costs $5.55, but that's still a very good deal. Little Caesars even improved its hot and ready pizza recently by adding more pepperoni. It actually has 33% more pepperoni now, so you're actually getting more bang for your buck. I guess that's their way of making up for the price hike. In any case, Little Caesars hot and ready pizza is a winning concept. There's no doubt about it.
You can't leave now. It's pizza time.
We're delivering more great videos. Just tap or click, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell to join our notification squad.